Welcome back to Worldly Wednesday, and we're going to be playing some more Distant Worlds 2. Continuing on with our Gizarian game. So we'll just go and continue the Athfar Unity Swarm. I didn't have a good look at this one before we get started. I'm a bit late today. Had a bit of a sleep in, which I actually like. I like sleeping in. I just don't. I tend to wake up. It's funny, I woke up thinking about Terminator, the Terminator game I played yesterday. I really want to continue that on, actually, because on my own channel I didn't actually get to the chance to sort of show you guys the map, you know, basically where you then start to sort of then play the more dynamic missions, which really is where the game, that's where the focus of the game. So yesterday we really just were doing the first mission, and I actually ended up playing more of that on the Slytherin channel for a couple of hours. And I screwed up basically with my. I lost too many forces in the actual fight in that first mission, so I got to go back and redo part of that. So I'm just going to do that on my own time. I'm really enjoying playing that an awful lot. Anyway, where are we? What are we doing out here? I think I sort of left it looking out this way because we want to extend out this way. We're sort of seeing that there's Gizarian worlds here and here, and I'm not sure how big this one is, but we do actually have some information about this one. Because, what have we got? Is that one of ours? Yeah, there's a construction ship which happened to be sort of bouncing back past this particular world. And we can see there like a little fleet of ships that the Quamino have got. So we're going to be probably sort of taking them on, I think, and trying to take some of these worlds back. So we've got, it's got Gizarians and others. Now the Quamino, most of these are Gizarians. I would like these back inside our territory and sort of like to get them back in to be part of who we are. I sort of feel that we should be doing that. There is actually a planetary bastion back in through here, and also a planetary torpedo launcher. Interesting. Okay. And we also have a spaceport, or there's a research station with armor research. And there's some independents back over this way as well, which we could invade and just take that one over. At least that gives us a staging point this far out. It's a long, long way away from our capital, though. Like this is our capital is way over here. We'd be sort of stretching all the way out to here, which playing as a Gizarians we sort of have to do anyway. What have we got there? Got this little group in here. Weren't we going to? I thought we were going to attack this. Where is it? Here. Yeah, just a smallish group on this particular moon. So we might sort of just check and see where we are. I think we're in the process of everything being updated. Okay, send the to prepare an attack at Gravelex. Now, do we want to do that? It's over there. This is the 4th invasion fleet, which is in the right position to go and do things. I think the 1st is back in here, actually. Where is the 1st? Oh, it's way back over here. But it should be staged here. So we need to wait for these things to do what they're going to do. So yes, I'll go yes to that. So we'll assign that mission. That will then take it close to the outer territories. We've only just updated all of our ships, by the way. Hi, Boland. How are you going? Boland saying, got to capture them all. Distant worlds, yes. So Boland saying, good thing there is no administrative strain on this one. Well, there is actually. There is. It's corruption. Corruption is actually becomes more prevalent the further you are away from your capital. So there is actually an admin strain to a degree. Similar, like it's a little bit of one. So if we have a look, for example, we've only just taken over this world. It's still actually angry. So we do actually have like an angry group. You can see through there. So angry. They won't really be a problem, but we should find. Probably won't see it all that much. Corruption losses, because it's such a small planet, we can control it, but it's but that does feature. I don't know if it'll show us if I hover over corruption. I don't know if I had to show the specifics about corruption actually. Colony corruption, there we go. So corruption is a loss of wealth due to fraud, crime and inefficiency. Corruption affects your colonies, reducing the revenue you can receive from them. Smaller empires have relatively low corruption, but as your empire population grows, corruption grows along with it. Also, the further your colonists are from your capital, the more corruption exists. So that is this is where the further off we are, the less money we get from these different things. Hi Charank, how you going? Been a long time no see. Subscribed there. So yeah, that's cool. Actually, I don't remember seeing you around for the last couple of months. So anyway, it's yeah, welcome back. Unless you've sort of been just sitting in the sidelines. But anyway, that's yeah, good to see you back. So hi Miguel, also saying I like sleeping and taking naps. How are you doing? Yeah, I take naps over the afternoon. I've gone back to work for another company, and I've been working there for over a year now, and I'm really loving it. But it's sort of one of those things where because I sleep so little at night time, like I only sleep sort of like 4 or 5 hours, I do like to have an afternoon nap. So when I started working there, I did actually, like part of the deal was that I ended up, leaving sort of like early-ish in the afternoon, so I can come back home and have a nap. So yeah, there we go. Okay. So Charank's saying not so good. Broke a rib. I think that's what you mean there, rather than a rip. Age is coming with 66. Yeah, no rib damage. There's nothing you can do about it, and or very little, and other than just live in pain for a couple of months. Unfortunately, that's not good. So Boland's saying, is it possible to switch capitals? Though even a smaller planet would make a bad one. Yes, it is possible, but you do want to have the size. The bigger the planet is, the better off your capital is going to be as well. So I don't know if it'll show the colony capitals in there as well. But yeah, there is. What you basically just go, like I think I can even do it from here. If I just go and do a long right click. Yeah, I can't do it there. Actually, where is it? I forget how to change it. Change the capital. It's not something you want to do. Like, very, very rarely would you ever decide to do it. I think the old game used to have like a second capital you could establish. I don't think we'll see it in the projects. There was, I think it was in Distant Worlds 1. There was sort of like a thing for a second capital. In this stream, like down along here somewhere. But I'm not sure if it exists in Distant Worlds 2, to be honest. All right. So anyway, that's we're there with that one. Let's just quickly go through all of the fleets. So the first fleet looks like it's actually... oh, no, it needs to retrofit. Okay, stop what you're doing. Forget what you're doing. You need to retrofit. So the second is retrofitting at Brightwick 2. So they're back over here. They've got a big area of operation, the second. The third is... doesn't need to retrofit. They're also at Brightwick. Brightwick was sort of considered to be probably the main staging point for everything. So we'll sort of see how we go with that one. So I'll leave that. That's just a small defence group. The fourth is the attack fleet. Now they're retrofitting at Cardama 5. So this is back in this other world that we've just sort of established. There are certain things that they're sort of now just going through and fixing up as they get through them all. So let's going to leave them to do that one. The fifth fleet, way back over here, is a defence fleet which is set to manual. It does need to retrofit. So I'll tell them to retrofit at Vatai 2, and I'll put them back to the defensive role back in the home systems. The sixth is also got no mission but does need to retrofit, also at Vatai 2. So they're down in there. And they're on defence, which is fine. The seventh is on raid duties. It's moving to Vatai 5, but it needs retrofit at Athfar 1. So we'll do the retrofitting of all of these ships. The eighth fleet is back over here in the Venex system. No mission. We'll retrofit them as well. We've only just updated the ships, by the way. And we don't have a ninth fleet. So they're the different fleets. I'm pretty sure we don't have a ninth. So we've just got the strength to the down to the lowest. So eighth, yeah, eighth was the. So we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fleets. Right. So that's sort of where we are. We'll probably need more as we sort of start to extend out into this other region of space. So we're sort of moving further and further away from our capital, which is back over here. In terms of the ship designs, what did we add on to them last time? If we have a quick look and see, I'll just get these. So sort by role is the first thing I then go and do. When I go into this one here, you can see we've got 39 of the heavy escorts of the version 4s already, which is actually good. And the frigates, we've got the assault frigate version 5 is our most recent one. We've only got 11 of those that have been sort of established. I'll have a quick look at the and edit this one. Now, again, I wish by default the game would actually use latest per category and family as your filter, and then your sort to be bay type, category, family, and size. That for me sort of makes the most sense. We put Nova core reactors in some time ago, so we've got sort of like extra things in through there. Thermal beams. I can't remember what we actually added into these ships. Might have a look at the previous version. We'll just cancel that and leave that one alone. So the 6th was going off to do retrofitting. Their version 4s. This is a version beforehand. Corvidian shields were still there. The ion cannon, did that move? Nova core reactor there. There was something we picked up that ended up. The Gerex hyperdrive is size 18. The Acceleros engines, we've been able to save a little bit of space, and I can't think why. What we got. Energy collector. I'm seeing if you guys can see any difference. I know the Nova core was in a different spot on the internals. Thermal beam ion cannon. I'm pretty sure I've still got the same layout all the way down here. Oh, that's right. What it is there's no. The only addition is the thrust vector. We got a new vectoring engine, which was size 4, which then sort of allowed us to then go and sort of fill in the gaps there. So if I go back into here with the engines, we've got efficient maneuvering, which is it's a single vector engine, size 4. So a minor update was what actually happened there with that particular, with those new designs. So just to show it in the just for completion, edit, and we have a single vector that's been added into the engine slots. So that's the only thing that was different there, which takes us right up to the 450. So there we are. There we are. There's answers to everything. All right, so we'll just go and unpause. Yeah, so we took it to the start of the next year because there was nothing else really going on at that stage. Now, this one here, where is that? Way over there. All right, so that's nothing we can do to save that one. Yeah, we have got a few choices for attacks. I'm thinking we could control this relatively well. So it's a big world there that's Actarian. Actually, no, it's not that big. I think these are all just independent worlds. So even if we claim all of these, that would be good. There's a station there. Third. We'll assign that mission. I'll just assign these different missions that they keep on getting. We still need to be trying to capture pirate ships if we can. That's still a big part of what we're trying to do. That's right, we weren't going to attack the other world until this had run its course, which is going to happen any time now. So we're getting population growth with the assault on this world, and now we'll go and do the assault on the other world, the other independent world. actually out here. So in the Odessa system. So that's still there, but will now disappear. Okay, so we no longer have the 20% improvement in our population growth, and we do want that. So we've got 13 billion population now. So we'll now go and grab. I knew that we were going to attack that world. The fourth is still retrofitting. We can sort of see there that there's different ships now coming back in. Just to actually, where is that ship? This one's under construction. So it's being constructed at the moment. So we'll wait for all this to sort of come up to speed with the fourth, and then we'll go off and attack that other world. That one has also is missing a fuel tanker. Just go and throw in the extras. They've brought in the fleet destroyer, which where are you? It's in the Vatai system. I don't really want that one in there, so I'm going to leave the fleet, and I do want this one to retire at Vatai too. So I want these pulled apart, these particular ships, just so we can get the tech. So I don't need these. It's a fleet destroyer. So it's a big ship. The Jutang class. It's just missiles. No, I think I'll take it and pull it apart for parts, for spare parts. Okay, that takes us back to the fourth again. And so we do need to just let it go and go for a little while. It looks like it's now full. Yeah, I think it pulled in one of the other troop transports. We'll just keep on waiting for it to come good. But we are ready to invade. Hi, Von Schweinhund, how are you going? Saying every Wednesday the universe falls into place. It's a small defence force of the Actarians. They're over here somewhere. Not exactly sure. I mean, they're over here, but they're also... There was a presence over here as well, I think. So I think it's a fairly big empire. Just wait for things to happen. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking of wiping out some of these pirate bases that are around the place. The ship's just sitting there. It's got a long list of ships it's trying to fix up. Running Starstream is the current one in the queue. Yeah, so it's just trying to upgrade all of these. All of them, actually. Which is going to take some time. It's not really big enough to warrant a starport just yet. I mean, it's close. That's Iron Claw. Yep, we're at war with them. It's one of our generals. Hi Halfman, how you going? And Antil saying, I got Dominion 6 over the weekend after watching your stream. It was so fun. I started out as Ur in the early ages, played a whole match, but I did not win. I was going wellish, but the Cataclysm messed me up. I turned that off, to be honest. Now we've got this one that's just come through. This is Rivalries. Yeah, I tend to play with a Cataclysm off, just because it's cool at the end, and at least it finishes the game fairly fast. But it's a bit random. Power struggle has occurred between two of our characters, so Darshak Radaki and Gizor Jorbek. Rivalry is spun out of control. We're now forced to choose them. So we've got the two generals. Let's have a quick look and see who they are and what they're doing. So if we go back down to our generals, so we've got Gizor here, has got good troop recruitment and good troop maintenance, which is actually fairly good. Swarm Lord, good recruiter, but a drunk. And then we've got Dashak down through here. This one's waiting in the actual where we want him. Darshak is better troop maintenance. Swarm Lord here, good recruiter. Gee, they're both pretty good. Strong ground attacker. It's only 2%, but anyway. The drunk is a problem. I think I might have Dashak Zodaki actually win this particular one. So, okay, so you must select a winner for this power struggle. The winner will gain an extra skill and positive trait. So we'll go with General Dashak through here, even though he's not part of the group. So he ends up killing off Gizor. So Gizor is now gone. And Dashak has now picked up a tough discipline back and through there. So this is actually good skills all the way through there. So we'll dismiss that. And so we've now got Dashak. So in through here we've then got the rivalries. So Empire Happiness goes down -5, which is actually going to affect our money. So that's going to be the main impact of happiness. Sort of when you sort of extrapolate all the different bits and pieces out. So just let that one sort of continue. So they come up every so often. And we need to put Dashak in the fourth. So I'm going to location. We said Cardamom 5 already. So fourth fleet transfer. We'll get there very, very soon. You'll just transfer into one of the other existing ships. So he was part of the invasion when we first sent the invasion into the in Cardamom 5. So our agent, territory map of the Miletos Aspirian, which we already know. We know all of this stuff over here. This is not really a problem. It's interesting. There's a different group in there. Pulse wave weapons. Okay, so if we're finding information. What we're not finding is information in here, which is interesting. This is the for whatever reason the Boscar have been able to really close this off. I think because they've got the hive mind. It makes it very, very difficult to sort of find things out. The game has been wanting us to declare war in here, which I think is still a good idea because it's close to our territories. But we'll sort of just keep on doing what we're doing here. Alright, we'll just leave them where they are. It's in third defense. Just wait for attacks to come in and then we can sort of see if we can capture any more pirate ships. Now we're only we're less than 2 years away now from getting the interlaced armor. The torpedoes we're going to get fairly quickly. Let's have a quick look at these again. So we've got these a little bit along the way. As we start to pull apart those ships though, we should end up getting a bit more. Boscara Legionary has invaded and taken over the volcanic colony. Alright, so they're actually, so this is actually, they've got a world war that's going on from the Actarians, which is sort of okay-ish, like the Actarians are down in through here, for example. we're not at war with any of them. None of them like us, but we need to keep on expanding. Like our playing as the Gizarians, we do need a fair lot of expansion going through. Now, when we get this, we're going to then have to go and redo all of our ships yet again. What I might do actually is just have a look at the 4th again. Still retrofitting. This is really taking a long time here at this world. They are unhappy. Yeah, we're recruiting a whole lot of... these are very, very strong. These Nexilians. Strong fighting forces. 366. We do actually have a planetary administration center under... We are building this. It does have a planetary giant iron cannon as well, which was there when we attacked it. But come on, we need to get through this build queue. In terms of shortages, it's not too bad. If I could build a starport, it would make it fairly quick. Yeah, so this wants us to declare war on the northern neighbour, which I'm going to just keep on declining, because I do want to go and expand out in this direction. I can sort of and check things out. I may need to get another fleet as well. We just got to keep on building up our economy and taking over what we can. Yeah, Dominion 6 is a great game. It's sort of one of those games where you can, it's a different experience every time you play it, really, which is pretty cool. Unknown system map. I'm going to decline that one. So just reading a few of the comments from YouTube. So we've got Kaganan saying, when are we going to have original pirates? Well, coming soon. I'm not sure when. And Sci-Fi Snob is saying, don't go to the Outer Rim, scary stuff there. Kaganan saying, I refer to the Origin as in the first game. Yeah, it's that's being worked on right now. So that will be the next DLC. If you have a look at the Steam page, there is information, but I'm not sure. There is actually a roadmap of when they're going to be releasing different things, and the Pirate Update, I believe, is the next one to come. That's the next major one. Which I think everyone's looking forward to that, because it really does, dramatically change the game, and really makes it into, really fleshes the pirates out really quite nicely. So I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of work in that, though. There'll be all sorts of different modelling, I would imagine. Managed to escape our forces. They stole some information on us. So the Boscarans are becoming a bit more of a problem. I could take them. I could get involved in here and start to sort of smash. Oh, there's their capital. We finally found it. I've been looking for this for quite some period, I'm going to say. This little world in here, this volcanic world. Yeah, that's Axolotl 1. So volcanic world. Interesting. There's no known troops there. Let's just go back to our ambassadors and have a bit of a look, because I wanted to get an ambassador across here just so we can see what's going on. The Ricinian Star Megacorp. Yeah, that's where are they all? Let's have a look and see where we've got them. Yeah, we've got one way out here with these Boscarans. Where's the other ones? Yeah, we've got one there, which I do want to keep that one there as well. This one here is in here, which I sort of want to keep there as well. And then we've got the Ricinians, which this is the Teekans, which I don't really need. So what I might do is I might move that ambassador across. Now, counter-espionage, colony corruption reduction. What's our best one for espionage? 9. This one's here at Miletos, which I think I'll keep that one there. Yeah, this one's diplomacy. Yeah, I'll move this ambassador across. Transfer. So it's going to take them a few years to get across there, to move from one side of the galaxy into the centre. New scientist has appeared. Great. Dismiss that one. That was a bit lucky for us, because we're not very good with those. So the first defence force is now going to move across and do this mission. And we're still a year away before we can get this hex armour. And that's going to be useful for us. Okay, so Zaradin redeemed a custom reward. Can I be a scientist, please? I want to be the smartest of the idiots. That's a good way of putting it. All right, so scientists. Let's just go back into science. Scientists. We've only got 2 of them. So Lee Zan is probably going to be sacked. Whoa, jeez. Jeez, addict. All research -5. Hang on, we may have to kill this one off, I think. Let's have a quick look. So you're definitely going to be this guy here. Definitely this one. He's a foreign spy, though. Oh, God. Are you sure you want to be one of these? Zaradin, you sure? Because I'm probably going to be having to kill these off. I don't know who he's a spy for. This one here, though, the -5 all research is a big issue. So before we actually look at that, let's just go and see if we can change what's going on here. If we just go back to where we are with the bonuses. It's not actually showing up there. Maybe when he gets to his position. Sev has redeemed an admiral. I thought you already were. You normally are. Let's have a quick look and see. Yeah, let me know, Zaradin. I'll take the risk. Okay. Because I'll give you the one at least who's performing. But I'm not liking either one of them, to be honest. So I don't think... And I'm probably going to be... Yeah, you're already an admiral there, Sev. So you're already in charge of the second fleet. So, and they've got Boland in charge of the first fleet. The first defence force, yeah, from operating from Voodoo Dog. So you're actually part of the second fleet. So you're already in there. So you normally are. You normally get one fairly early on in the game, and you're still going strong. All right. So those scientists. Ooh. Constructions, weapons, hyperdrive. See, I'm inclined to kill both of these off. That all research, I think that's going down to the. That's going to get there in a bit under a year. Let's see what happens if that's definitely going to impact us. And I definitely can't have that all research -5. That's terrible. So I think you're going to have to be this one here, which I'm probably going to have to kill off. Yeah. Yeah. So Boland's saying all negative. Yes. Can that one? I think I'm going to have to kill off this one here, and potentially kill that one off. So we end up getting at least puts a bit of a drain on the science side of things for a little while, but it should then promote getting another scientist at some point by doing that. I just don't like the idea of stuff being stolen from us. I think if we start, and we're starting to see the Boscarans are starting to actually make inroads into our technology, and I really don't want that. You know, I'm actually thinking we kill them both off. So so Zaradin, you're saying I'll take the risk, but I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it. So let me know again in the chat if you, because I will most likely be killing you guys off very, very quickly. When any steal from us when we're not that far ahead. We are actually fairly far ahead now. We're doing fairly well. If we, not that we can tell that just yet. Yvonne's trying to say, if we crap at research, why being afraid that others steal it? We're crap at doing research, but we're not crap at getting research, and we've actually done fairly well. So if we have a look, for example, at the at our technology, we've been stealing a lot of research. We have very unique stuff that I don't want anyone else getting, like this armor, for example. When we get this, that's the last thing I want is for that to end up on Boscaran ships. So we have unique stuff. We've picked up also when we do different things, like for example, when we go and take this next world, we're going to get a random tech. So we get like by expanding, we automatically get a boost. So the idea of playing as the Gizarians is to just keep on pushing and pushing and pushing in terms of expansion, aggressive expansion. And so we can see there that we're picking up, and also by pulling apart ships, we end up getting like a lot of the start of different research. So we're actually not far off. Like we've got these different things in through there. We've stolen the Nova core reactors. I don't really want the Boscarans getting their hands on that either. So I don't really want anyone getting what we've actually got, what we do have. Yeah, so it's a tricky one. It's a really tricky one with what we actually end up having. The improved missiles we're going to be getting as well. The enhanced torpedoes. There's just we're not doing too badly. And if I go back and have a look, for example, like if I go back to my spies, and if I, for example, go to this one here, who is not doing any missions, if I just go and do cancel mission, and then just go and target the Boscara Legionary, I think that's the one, and have a look at Steel Tech. We just don't have a way to really steal their own technology. Still research information. They've hardly got anything. So anything more than what we actually have. Now the interesting thing with that one is, why are they? We're not getting the list there of the long range sensors. That doesn't make sense. Hang on, this is why don't they have long range sensors? This is a Boscara Legionary. Hang on, I'm just going to cancel. I just won't assign the mission because. Oh, that's why. This is the okay. I just assumed that they would have long-range scanners, but they're a military dictatorship. They're actually not a hive mind. The hive mind one will possibly be this one here. Yeah, they're a hive mind. So okay, let me explain what's going on here, just so I can sort of. I didn't realise that they were actually a military dictatorship and not a hive mind. So that Boscaran group that's close to us is really quite different. That's actually a bit of a difficult one for them. If you go into government types and go into hive mind, there's all sorts of different. You get a lot of bonuses, but you get a lot of negatives as well, like with the research, etc. So you can see there, the research they have that we don't have has actually been stolen, pretty much. Hive mind government types are only available to the Boscaran Dayot races. And what they end up getting is research completed in long-range sensors, which is massive. So if you start off as a hive mind, you do get the long-range sensors research. So I assumed they had that, and I was trying to find a way to get hold of it. But the only one that's got it is that we're aware of so far is the Boscarans that are way out on the periphery with the hive mind. So military dictatorship. They have like a different sort of set of different things that they end up getting, like they can research fairly well, but you can see there that we're actually we're ahead of them a little bit with what they do. So they're going to have like war worlds, etc., different sorts of things through there. So they have improved escorts, which we sort of have anyway. Like so, that's something we do get. System patrol starships and shock forces is the research that they end up getting. So nothing much really. So they're not as sort of as advanced as I thought that they were going to be. So in terms of long range scanners, we're really looking back out through here at the Boscara Undivided. So if I go back into my spies again, and go and target the Boscara Undivided Convergence, and try to go and steal research information from them. And you'll see there that they do actually have long-range sensors, but it's only a 34% chance of getting hold of that one. The hybrid plasma weapons is something that I could maybe go and get, but I don't really want to be going and trying to do that one. And starfighters as well is something that they do have now. The hybrid plasma, we're not going to. I don't think we're even going to see it in our technology because that's one of theirs. We've got our own starfighter, so we don't need starfighters. Like this is something that is base game, but we've actually got better fighters with what we end up having. So, or particularly the hangar bays. So we're better off with our Hive starfighters. Again, I don't want anyone else to get hold of that. So going for starfighters is just not of any use to us. You can see there it's closed off to the Gizarians. So there's things like this which we just don't need, and that's why having I prefer to protect what I've got because I'm doing pretty well. We're finding technology, but we're not doing well with our research. So the scientists are a lot less important. Does that make sense? So I hope that we can sort of see the difference there of why we're doing well, but in areas that I don't want anyone else to get hold of. And so I'm thinking, Zarin and I am going to be destroying both those spies. They're both going to have to go. I'm afraid. I do need to keep researching, but I really can't keep them back where they are. That's interesting. Is that group there? Oh, this is... that is the Teekans, right. That's okay. I thought that was a different group. Just the colour looked fairly red. Yeah, so anyway, that's sort of that's why having that spy that is going to open up, because we do have technology that they're not going to have. So I'm thinking, guys, that we actually get rid of those two scientists. So I won't honour when we get the next one, Zaradin. No matter what, I'll give you that one. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to just go and dismiss this particular character, and then this one as well. Even though we've got a few other different things, the foreign spy aspect is not wanted. So no spies at all. So we'll wait. The next one that comes, and we will now that we've got like a shortage of scientists, we will get more of them. So I'll try to remember, Zarin, and if I forget, please remind me, and then we'll whatever the next one is you can have that one. So our research will have just gone down a fair bit. We've still got the research bases, which is important. Look, we don't have that many of them. Oh, we've got a lot of spaceports, which they add a little bit. But we do actually have a few. We've now got a couple of research centres. 3 of them, which is, I would like more. Any new ones? No, we don't have anything new we can do. Dayots have taken over, actually they're taking over the areas back up in here, which is interesting. Declare war. On the Payon Feudal Dominion, no. So the AI now thinks we're strong enough to start to push our weight around, which I'm not really wanting to do just yet. And there's a science area in here. Do we actually have, which one is it? Yeah, we've taken this one over anyway. We bought this research centre at this location. Unknown ruins. We do need to go and explore that one as well. Construction ship. We should find out what those ruins are. I need to get an explorer ship. Let's just quickly go and find one. There's one right here, apparently. There it is. All right, so it's exploring the system anyway. We'll just watch it and just sort of let it do its own thing. So it's just sending away teams in to explore this particular world. You can only get to level 25 anyway. Gravelix isn't going to do too much damage to us. Now that will keep on sending away teams down until it gets to 25. I'm pretty sure that's the limit that we actually end up having. If we have a quick look at the at what this one's got. So it's got the advanced survey module. Yeah, maximum level is 25, so that's actually what they're trying to do now. Just going to grab myself a drink of water, be right back. All right. Okay, so El Liberator is saying, I like the spacey music. Yeah, no, it's quite nice. I get a bit sick of it, to be honest, at times, because I play the game so much. So going back to the Conan's question about the pirates here, they will be coming, but I just can't remember the actual timing of when they're going to be coming. I think it's this year. They're also working on a few other little things as well, but there is actually a roadmap of when they expect to actually bring these things out. But I believe that they're fairly heavily working on that. They're also working on some other factions as well that will be coming. Here we go. So we're just doing this this one here, almost going to be up to 25. There's still unknown items present, so we don't know what they actually are. Now this ship will now go off and do other things. What's it going to go and do? It's going to explore unknown star system. No, we don't want you to now go across here, please, and tell us what this is here. So a survey, we're at 23 here at the moment. So we'll just go back in and just tell that ship just to go back in and do the survey there. And we'll just go and set this one back to fully automate once it does this one. So it will turn around. Mission completed. Our agent, this is the territory map of the Actarian star alignment. We now don't think that's... Is that them? Yes, good. Okay, we hadn't had them before. So this is the Boscaran group. Now I thought they were bigger. There's two groups. Two different Actarian groups. So they're the ones fighting the Boscarans in here. Now they are viable for us to get involved in as well. Like that's sort of okay. Now I assumed that these were monstrously large, and I assumed that this was monstrously large. I think that both of these are sort of within reach of us, to be honest. Let's just go back into that world that we were looking at. Where was it? The yeah, that one there. So it's now just going to zip across and have a look. Now it says unknown ruins. We should be able to find out what those ruins are once we get there and just see what sort of bonuses we get from those. Here we go. So we've now got the multi-target management research completed. So we've completed research in multi-target management. So it gives us the multi-lock sensors. We didn't need this. Our agent stole that. This is how we're getting all of our research, still research information. Yep. So from the Moktaj Cargonet, and so that's now new tech. We're still waiting on this one here. But the multi-lock sensors is not something that we need. on our ships. Where's the sensors? They must be further down. The multi-locks, where are they? Yeah, I really need this, but I can't. I'm so far off getting long-range scanners. It's sort of it's going to be a problem. But no one else has got it yet either. God, where are the multi-lock sensors? There we go. Multi-target management. So this is actually what this one does is it just gives you better of targeting, but we actually have our own, which gives us, say, the swarm targeting, and so we get an extra +1 per ship in the fleet. So the bigger fleets we have, the better off our ships actually are with this particular, with our own. So our own is better than this one. So we've picked up that one, but we don't really need it. Let's keep on going back in and have another look. So here comes the ship. We do have this this unknown ruins. We should find out about what these are. I thought that we'd be able to sort of see what they are. We've got a few of them in here that are unknown. And yeah, just got hive ships as the only other ones that we've sort of come across. So this one again, we'll just go up to 25 when we finish this scan, which we'll be doing anyway through here. Nope, decline that. Oh, here we go. We've captured Mech Narit of the Boscara Legionary, preparing to steal research information. So this is why we had to get rid of that spy on heavy iron weapons. So we just don't want them getting this. Like we stole that from the Teekans, so or if we stole it from somebody else that had stolen it from the Teekans. But heavy iron weapons are something that we don't have access to, and it's also what the Boscarans don't have access to. So we're capturing more and more of their spies, which is good. So that's why we had to get rid of our scientist. We should have done a comparison of what our science, what our actual research was while we had the scientists and what it is now. It won't be dramatically different, I don't think. Okay, 26 seconds, and it should be finished here. Don't know if that'll be enough for us to figure out what's going on with that particular ruins. I thought we could spot the ruins just by getting into proximity of them. Oh, pause. Sorry, guys. I'm thinking, what the hell? It's taking forever. It was me. Just keep on assigning these sort of, we've got these different defense missions around the place. Yeah, it's jumping away. I'm just going to move it in a little bit closer, just to see if it's proximity that's the problem. No, it would have picked it up by now. It's probably just hidden under the dirt and sand. We just haven't been able to do enough. Decline that one. This is better. So trying to just, so having the foreign spy gone is good. Again, we've just got this unknown ruins, but there is sort of like a research boost in there. Now they also have like a mining station in here as well, which is a refueling station for them. So we're going to have to make a decision fairly soon, I think. Decline that one. So there's other wars sort of starting. How are we going with the fourth? Okay, they're still retrofitting, unfortunately. This is a real struggle here. We're down to just a couple of ships, so I'll just keep that one going. If I double click it, I can then look at the ship itself. So it's just really the last little stages of being retrofitted. Sit over here. General Darpo has been dismissed due to his poor skills and general incompetence. That would have happened with that other spy. Sorry, that other scientist. This one's coming in to do a raid. Alright, so I'm just going to get the fourth now and tell them that this is a... actually, who have we got there? This is the first. The first are here as well, or they're close by. Here they come. So they're now moving in. And what we want to do here is we want to capture... I'll just talk a little bit about... I do this all the time, but if you're sort of newish to the game and sort of wanting to sort of see why this game is like just so damn good, is that we've designed our ships to capture other ships, and there's different sorts of attacks now going in. You'll see there that there's sort of like these yellow beams. These are our Thuon beams, which are attacking the enemy ship. These are the Thuon beams. If we have a look at this particular frigate that we've got in through this other side and just have a quick look inside it, this is our version 5s. We've got two Thuon beams. We've got a Sentinel multi-beam, which is only at the back of the ship, so we actually don't have any of them at the front. We have an iron cannon in the middle of the in through here, but it's got a very, very limited range. So to use the iron cannon, it has to really line up the ships at the front of these ships. The Thuon cannons can also fire forward, but they mainly sort of fire off to the sides as well. So if I'm approaching this ship at this angle, the only weapon that can fire at me is this one Thuon beam. So if at that angle, this has only got like a one weapon type of attack. If I'm coming directly into the front, you can see there with the fields of fire through here, I get both Thuon beams and the iron cannon. The iron cannon disables ships, and then as I come back around the other side, now from about this point forward here, this one is still active, but then we have the point defense weapon. So the Sentinel multi-beam is my point defense. So we're not going to see any of those firing in, which means that any attack that comes back our way with torpedoes or missiles in particular, or small craft, if it ends up in front of the ship, we're not going to be able to defend against it. So that's why we have to then come in with the escorts. So the escorts are sort of been designed to help the frigates. So if we have a quick look at what they've got, when they come back through, in fact, we've still got one of them there. So on this one here, nothing faces the rear, but the Sentinel multi-beam defense does face the front and off to the side. We've still got an iron cannon there for disabling, and the Thuon beam. Disabling for us is really important because we need to be capturing ships. That's how we get our technology. So we end up with this actual pirate ship. We're getting to a point now where the pirates don't really have a hell of a lot more tech than what we have. We've already got Accelerate engines. We don't have heavy armor, so that would be okay. We're going to have our own equivalent of that fairly soon. There's really not a lot left. They've still got splinter pods, which we don't have yet, I don't think. So that would sort of be good in through there. So these are the Thuon beams doing the attack. and then these guys are just coming back through. That little thing there is an iron cannon shot, and I think that they are Thuan beams that are attacking. You can sort of see it from the from where it's blasting from the front of the ship as they sort of come back through, and then the two of them firing that way. All right, let's just see what happens here with this particular pirate ship. So it's now changed its mission to go and try to refuel back at the Khaliva stronghold, which would probably be its home base, I would imagine. I'll just put this down to half speed, and we'll sort of then have a bit of a look. So it itself has got lightning missiles, Maxos blasters, and a Sentinel as well, but we need to disable it. So as we sort of look at this particular ship, we can see there that the armor hasn't been affected yet. The shields will be impacted by the Thuan beams, which are attacking it. This is an escort. We've only got the one beam. Which side is that one firing from? It's the Thuan beam at the back there. So they're sort of now coming back in. Let's just keep it going. They are firing. These are the big missiles, and again, we can't protect against those. So we're not seeing any actual beams here that are doing protection. There's and that there is some sort of torpedo. Do they have torpedoes? No, they don't. Not sure what that's doing. I don't know what that is. Some sort of artifact. So it's trying to now jump away. And again, the shielding has to come down before, and we're getting a little bit of bleed through onto the armor. So sometimes the shields will fail a little bit. So any damage then goes from the shields to the armor, and then finally onto the hull. But we need to disable its ability to jump. So we're missing with a few of the other things. This one's been attacked by a few of the missiles, but this is now nice and close. It's still trying to jump away. Get some of those iron cannon shots in there. There we go. We've got one iron cannon shot just happened to hit, and you can see down through here now that the shields are now going down fairly fast. It still hasn't lined itself back up. Oh, there we go. We've captured another one as well. This is good stuff. Yeah, getting rid of that scientist has been actually good. Been imprisoned for their crimes. So this is more Boscaran spies. So as we sort of come back around this, now it's still moving. Another two iron cannon shots went in there this time, and we can now see that it's got the little word iron. And if we have a look in the disabled, one of the weapons got disabled. It's still not enough to stop it. We need to get those shields down, or use the iron cannons to sort of pull it apart. More iron cannon shots going in. Still not seeing anything really disabled properly. The shielding is coming back down. And we actually now have the shielding down, and we now actually have our own guys now on board the ship. So we've been able to swarm it, and we're now going to be sort of taking it over. So the ship is essentially disabled, and what we'll find is that now we've got a heap of them that have been able to get on board the actual pirate ship. So we now grab this one. The hyperdrive is now offline. If we have a bit of a look, we can see there that the general slots at the bottom there's two that are offline here. Could be iron cannon shots, but it may be anything else. So if we have a bit of a look, Jerek's hyperdrive is down for another 6 seconds, which means they have to reset their jump. And in that time, we're going to be disabling our Marines that are on board. We'll start to disable more and more things. So if I just unpause, it's now sort of struggling. Yep, so we've almost got it. We've got 1,000 Marines, Gizarians on board. We're swarming it, and so we're now sort of all over it. They've only got 288 defenders, and there's going to be more and more things being disabled by the Marines on board. So we're still attacking every so often. Yep, 5 now disabled, and yeah, they're going to lose this one. We've got 1,500 Marines on board now. So every so often, if the shielding comes up, we then attack it again, which is, we could destroy it, which I really don't want to have happen. Reactor is now offline as well. Come on. That should be the end of it. Right, so we now actually have this particular ship, which hasn't been too badly damaged. You can sort of see there that we've destroyed, like it's mainly looking at that general slot at the bottom there. There's one thing that was destroyed. What was that? The energy collector. We can get away with that. We don't have any impulse engines, but all of the normal stuff is pretty much still working out okay. We don't have any fuel either. Let's just go and we're here right at Cardamom 5. Now, at the moment, I'm going to have to scuttle it, which I don't want to do. I'm just going to put this one back down to manually controlled. And we'll just unpause. So the first has now done its job. So and that's what we want it to do. Ultimately, when that ship is fixed up, I can actually then start to. It's under construction at the moment, actually. So it's under construction from here, which is fine. But I need it to ultimately. I don't want to scuttle it because we don't get any benefit from scuttling it. What we need to do is get it at least so it can then fly, and then we want to send it somewhere to be pulled apart. The fourth, how are we going? We now have no mission. The fourth is now ready to go off and grab the next planet, which we will go and do straight away. I'm tempted to send it in here. They've now lost this one. This is interesting. That's the Wecarus. Back out here. So they're at war with each other. Look, I'll just go and take the Dessa moon first, just so we can get a random tech through here. We're 95% with our hex armor, so let's just go across and land here. So we're just going to do a prepare and invade. So we'll move across. Oscara made peace, okay, and then we've got foreign agent captured. This is good stuff. Geez, I tell you what, getting rid of that scientist was actually a good move. It worked out well. Different threats everywhere, so we'll just keep on sort of pushing those forward. Okay, I'll just pause again. So, Bearded Guy saying Distant Worlds 2, Falling Frontier and Star Valor, greatest 3 space grand strategy games ever. Yes, better than Stellaris. And it's saying there's 2 DLCs and 4 updates planned by Slytherin for Distant Worlds over the next 16 to 24 months. Yeah, it's good stuff, actually. I think there's, I'm really looking forward to seeing where this game ends up. It just gets better and better. Hi, Sketic, how you going? Bit of guys in sort of saying Daz is really multitasking this playthrough. It's great to watch. It's a great game. But what we need to do is we need to maximize that. Let's just go back to that ship again that we just captured. Capturing is super important playing as the Gizarians. Now, that one still is only scuttle. We'll just wait until we sort of get something else involved there. Just watch this one here. This is another way for us to go and get technology. Is to take over worlds. Now it's about every 2 years or so I can do this, and then we get a big boost to our civilization by sort of strip mining the worlds that we sort of eating our way through the worlds that we end up taking over. You can see that Cardamom 5 is now no longer angry. There was a symbol up there that was showing it was angry. And Cardamom is now 388. I might actually go and build a small spaceport here. Now, I'm assuming that any attack, I can just go to the world. This is actually a little tip. I'm assuming I'm going to be attacked from this direction, somewhere out here. So if I'm going to put a small spaceport in, ideally I have it facing in this direction here. So pretty much due south from where we actually currently are. If I just go in and go straight to, and I wish that there was a way that you could re-manipulate where the orbitals actually are around planets, so that would be pretty cool if you could actually have it slowly sort of move, but we don't. So in this case, with the world that we have here, if I go to if I go into building ships or bases, I can build a small spaceport there. I've got a couple of different sizes in through there that I can go and build it active at this point in time. But that's going to randomly place it somewhere around the actual world, so I don't know where it will be. So if I want it to be right here, if I select the world and then just do a long right click, I can then tell it to build a small spaceport at that location, and it will then build it right there, so exactly where I want it. So if you use this button to do it, you end up with it being random. If you do the long right click, you then can specifically tell it exactly where you want that to go. So it's sort of it's useful. It's very helpful to be able to do that one. Let's go and see the fifth as they go in. I'll assign those auto missions that we've got. Actually, the first now needs to go back to its defensive role. This will be over fairly quickly. And I think we'll keep on expanding in this region of space. There's a fourth. I've got 3 infantry, 12 armor. This is our home world. Just get a heap more. We're going to need them. There we go. We're now invading this world. That's the invading forces sort of moving in. So that's like an assault pod going onto the surface. We've already got 2 that have actually hit in here. You can see that 2 of our armor have now sort of hit the surface of the planet. There's not a hell of a lot of defense there, just a couple of militia. So they're not going to be able to hold on for very long. Now we did get the interlaced armor research has just been done. So we'll end up, after we take this one here, we'll end up getting something a bit different now with the designs of the ships. Invading enemy colony, so that's all good. We'll dismiss that. A new general has appeared. All right, this is good. And discovery. Oh wow, 25 hyperdrive research from antimatter plasma torrents at Trelea. Let's have a quick look and see. Is that the one that we were? This is a Trelea system. Where was that? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure which part of that is giving us the boost. I'm not seeing it there. I'm not sure. It highlighted back in here. Yeah, there we go. There's already a research station there from the Actarian forces that are in here. This is something, they're sort of now, look, this is not far off. We could gobble them up. I sort of don't know if I want to continue going further out or taking both these areas ultimately, or even over here. We've got a lot of choices here at this stage. We'll just keep on getting these easy ones for now. And we'll sort of take it from there. It's a construction ship there with no mission. So we've got heaps in here, so this will be over and done with very, very quickly. And then we have to redesign our ship. So we'll see what random tech we get this time. This is another way that we get our technology. So with this one now done, so we've invaded and taken over the independent colony of Esperanza. Our victorious forces have completely defeated the enemy. So we just go and dismiss this. And then we have the scouring. So this is actually something that we get as the Gizarians. So with our recent conquest of the colony of Esperanza, we can choose whether to implement the scouring. Scouring this newly acquired colony will grant us an extra tech from this conquest. So we get a free technology, which is, this is again, like we get our technology by scavenging and by scouring, essentially. Some of the existing population will be consumed, providing food to temporarily boost population growth for Gizarians throughout our empire. And so our diligent efforts to scour the planet will also no doubt reveal any hidden resource caches. There aren't any, so we don't actually have any, there's no resources here anyway. And it will harm our reputation with other factions. We don't care. Should we implement the scouring at our new colony? Yes, we should, because we'll see what technology we get. So I've just picked up the other technology that we had, and we've now got the, this is a useless one, we've got the Ignari languages, which we just don't need. So that was a useless one that we happened to pick up. But anyway, that's just part of it. And now we have population growth for essentially a year. So we have population growth of plus 20% throughout the empire. So we're going to have a lot more Gizarians again, which means more money, more abilities to do different things. So Espaxo has now sort of been conquered. They're not even unhappy about it. They're too small for that to really be a concern. So we'll let it go for a little bit of time with what they're doing. So you were scouring unhappiness back in through there as well. So this colony is going to be a little bit less happy for a year as we eat them. And the Naxilians have now lost a few of their forces as well. I'm just going to go back into manage troops. I'm just going to add in a few more of the Naxilian troops. So we'll just need to get them built slowly over time. All right, so that's good. Now the fourth is got no mission. They can now retrofit because nearly everything in this fleet is actually a is like the if we go back into my ship designs. I've got the troop transports on auto, and you'll see there it's 279307 20. And we got the new tech at 27930705 was when we got the hex armor, and so everything that can use it is using it. So a lot of the AI has now just gone through and built a lot of upgrades to most of the different current designs. But we have our frigates and our escort set to manual, so I need to now go in and place this one in where that actually is. Let's have a quick look at the frigate design. So we're at version 5 in through here. If I just go to edit, what this will then go and do is it will replace the standard armor, which is size 10. And so we've got the two standard armors in through there with one Corvidian shield on this particular frigate. If we have a look at at what we have down through here, we have hex armor here, which is actually smaller, which gives us another, like we get more opportunity now by using this armor. And so the hex armor, to have a bit of a look at that one, if I click on it and then hover over standard armor. So this is a standard armor versus hex armor. And so the size is only 8 for hex armor, which is great. It uses a lot more materials to build the hex armor. The rating goes from 50 to 80, which is very, very cool. The big one there is though the reactive rating, which goes from 2 to 3, and then the ion damage defense goes up to 1. So we end up with better defense from being disabled. The reactive armor is, the way that works is that every single shot that goes in will essentially, when it hits the armor, will have 3 subtracted from it, 3 of its damage. And so, and then the overall rating itself, we end up with a much higher rating. So the hex armor, this is what I mean. I don't want anyone else getting this. This is a Gizarian only tech, and I don't want anyone stealing it. So yeah, I'm really glad we got rid of that scientist, to be honest. In this case, we're going to change the 2 armors into hex armor, and if we just do an upgrade, that will happen automatically. But that's what it is. So let's just say, for example, that what they were using, and a railgun's a good example of this. If we go and click on the railgun and have a look and see what it can actually then go and do, you'll see through there that there's it's a direct fire weapon. Damage is 11. So for every railgun shot that hits our hull, hits our armour, it's going to not be 11 that goes through, it's going to be 8. So a railgun hitting the hex armour will only have a damage there of 8, which is a fairly dramatic difference. This is why when you look at the damage per second, it looks high at 7.2, but it's actually a lot lower because nearly a quarter of that is coming off just from like when it hits our ship from the reactive armour. So it's a lot less effective there. As we have a look as well, you can sort of see there that the firing rate is every 2.2 seconds, but there's actually 2 shots per volley. So the damage per second is actually, you halve that again because there's 2 shots being fired. So the 7.2 is what sort of damage it can do per second. So essentially for every 1 shot that goes in, each of those 2 shots, there's actually 6 damage in total from the damage per second, essentially that's been not from the 11. Sorry, the 2 shots will do a combined total of 22. Subtract 6 from that one. You sort of see that it makes the reactive armor can dramatically impact what happens. Where reactive armor doesn't do that well is when you're actually going up against something where the damage, you can see there the damage of an Epsilon torpedo is 35. And if we have a look at the damage per second, it's saying that's only 4.767, but the reactive armor taking 3 off that will just mean it's 32, not 35. So it's a lot more effective against like the railgun type weapon than it is against the Epsilon torpedo. The Epsilon torpedo has a firing rate though, which is going to be a lot less every 12 seconds. So it's the 12-second cooldown between shots with the Epsilon torpedo, which is why that damage per second is so poor. But the actual damage that it does do is so much higher. So it's sort of it's interesting. It's almost like a railgun's like a machine gun, and the Epsilon torpedo is sort of like a bazooka. The way I'm sort of thinking of the way it works in the game. And then you've got different things like Thuon beams in there as well. Like Thuon beam in through here does 24 damage, which is still good, but only 2.82 per second. It only has 1 shot per volley when it does actually fire. It's got a cooldown there of like the firing rate of 7.5 seconds. So it's sort of so it's sort of showing that it's the damage per second can be a little bit misleading. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's where they all are. Right, so that's why the hex armor is so good. Anyway, we are just going to go and do an upgrade. So if I just go and click on upgrade, it will then just come back through and it will just replace the hex armor. Now we know that we've got we're saving 2 per time, so we should have 4. Yep, we've got a difference of 4 there. Everything else is looking good. So that's all good. So that's fine where that is. So the this particular one is done. So we'll just save and exit. This is now the version 6, and we'll do the same with the escort. Just do an upgrade. Got a bit of space on this one now. Like it's actually we've only got the 1 armor on it, the 1 hex armor, but it's still going to make our ships so much stronger. With everything we're actually doing here. Assault pods. Yeah, I think we're getting close to needing to sort of push our weight around a little bit in the galaxy. So let's just go and save and exit that one. All right, that's fine. Nothing else for us to really sort of worry about. The so heavy escort version 5. Just go and now just go through each of the fleets. Now, if a fleet is on automatic like this, it will automatically go off and retrofit. So this one is going back to retrofit at Brightwick 2. So it's moving all the way back to here to go and do its retrofit because the Kadama system isn't really geared for doing retrofits as we saw there with the 4th. Now the 4th is I'll come back to this one here. So the first is automatically going back for retrofits. The second is which has got like a large area that it controls. It's moving back to the Venex system, one of our home systems, to then go and retrofit as well. So that's I'll just tell it to go and explicitly do that one. But as long as we've got the automation set to defend, the third is going to go back and retrofit. It's moving to Brightwick 2. It will automatically. It's moving back from a mission that it was doing. So it will actually automatically just go back in and retrofit anyway because it's again set to automatically do its own thing. The 4th is manual, so we'll come back and deal with that one specially. The 5th will automatically retrofit. I don't have to give it an order, but I can just tell it to retrofit if I wanted to. The 6th is, again, no mission. It will automatically go and retrofit at Vatai 2. I'll allow it to do that. The 7th is going off to do a mission way over here, which is too far. Forget what you're doing. So stop and go back and retrofit at Venex. The 8th is at Venex 1 anyway, so just go and retrofit, and then that's all we've got. So it's the 4th is now going to be the one that we're going to need to explicitly tell it what to do. But before we do it, let's just go and pick up the different troops from this world, and that we don't really want to have in here. So it's got a few that it's actually set up as garrisons, and we can have a bit of a look and see. There's only one. We're going to keep all 3 that we actually landed with these. So that will be a garrison. That will be garrisoned, and this will be garrisoned. Right. So we'll leave 3 of them there, and we are building up the others, their own sort of ships, their own grouping through there. So I'm now just going to get the 4th and go and tell them to pick up. So load all the troops at Esperoxo. There we go. What is it? Espoaxo. Pretty crappy. Anyway, they're just going to they're picking up all of these. They're just going to be lifted off the world. And Dashak really should be there as well. Just going to go and tell him to go back to the 4th invasion fleet, transfer. So he'll be there pretty much straight away. Now I can just get the 4th. What I want to do with the 4th is to, just grab the 4th. And so the 4th is, I want to send them back to Athfar, which is our home system. So I'm going to tell them to go back home and retrofit. So I'm just going to go and right click and retrofit at Athfar 1 spaceport. By the time we get there, we should have other troops we can then go and pick up for our fleet. All right, so that's all now under control. Hi, Began, how are you going? Now when we get the spaceport there, that little dotted line will then join up back to there. God, who do we pick on? We've got some good little targets in here now. Do I keep it central? Do I do what it's been asking me to do, which is to go up into here? I'm feeling like I want to take these. Still got the scouring going on. Just pay the costs on getting those done quickly. All right, what else do we need? Accelerated projectiles. This will give me the heavy railgun, which I don't really need. I think I'm wanting to go back down and picking up more. I don't need that, and then I can't get hold of that. We're not smart enough for that. Point deflectors, blocking field generator. This can be interesting. Size 15 though, but it is a good point defense type weapon. I'll leave it where it is. How far off are we to get that one there? 1 and a bit years. Enhance engines. We've already got the acceleros, so we don't need anything else there. Shipboarding. We're close to capturing the splinter pods. In fact, we'll go back to that other ship. When we pull the other ship apart, I think that'll be enough for us to possibly even get the splinter pods, which will probably then mean another upgrade. Now, we can't get this armor here. We need to get to plus 20% in armor research, and we're at negative 17 at the stage. So there's a 33% difference in terms of research. So that's not going to happen. This is where we get a bit stuck. We end up being able to do basic things, but not really get too far ahead. These are 8 years, but I do want to open this up. This is actually an area that I probably really want to focus on, to be honest, just so we can get the destroyers happening. Enhanced network targeting, that's going to be 17 years to get that one, so it's a bit too far. Oh my God, I wish I could get long-range scanners. It's just not going to happen. I mean, no one's really going to have access to it because those Boskarans, were the military dictatorship. All right, so let's go and grab these. We'll pay the costs. I think I'll still just keep it in this order, and we'll get the electromagnetic defences, then the interstellar destroyers after that. That will then open up the battle cruisers and like the cruisers, battle cruisers, and then ultimately the aircraft, like essentially the carriers, the large carriers, which will be good for us as well. Like we haven't used them, but we're very, very good with small fighter craft. It's one of our bonuses. All right, so everyone is sort of going off now to do their retrofits. 2, 3, 4, 5. No mission there. So the fifth has already done its job. It's now already going to be version 6s with the hex armor. So we now have the hex armor on the ship. So they're done. The 6th is also no mission, and they're already version 6s. The 7th is retrofitting, so they're coming back in. This is happening pretty quickly, and the 8th has already done its job at Venex as well. So it's actually been able to get to the version 6 very, very quickly. And I'm sort of tempted to go and get another fleet, but my money situation just isn't really pushing out enough to warrant that. I think when the fights get going, we're going to have to be a little bit judicious about which way we go with things. I might take out a pirate group next, I think. Okay, so our steel territory map. We don't need these territory maps. I'm letting them do their own thing. Oh, that's the galaxy map of the Miletos aspiration, which is back over here. So we sort of end up getting, we sort of get to see what they can see. So they're only really seeing this part of the map. This is their galaxy map. So there's a few more independent little areas further out with what we're doing there. We'll let's leave them where they are. I'm thinking I'm going to go and attack this one here. And we might take this pirate group out as well, actually, at this stage. So the 4th is going back. The 1st is going back as well. The 8th. Now I've got the 8th way back over there. And I've got the 2nd back in here. I'm going to change the range that it operates in. So I'm going to make it into, say, 200M. It's even that's too big. 100M of that region there, just to protect this region in through this other side. So the 2nd I'll keep where that is. The 1st is probably what we'll end up sending out, I think. The 8th, I'm thinking of moving the 8th up and leaving just the 2nd to look after that region of space. Let's get the 8th to operate from the Cardama system. So when we come across to the 8th, set the home base. So it's on auto. It will then make its way up that way. The 1st is also home base is Cardama 3, which is a refueling station. But ultimately, actually that's a group of pirates. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot of pirates. Shit, where are these guys from? Who are these guys? This is a big group. Yeah, they're raiding the spaceport, which you're trying to build. Black Skyjackers. This is the humans. So where are they operating from? Now they came in out of here, from this area of space that we're not really looking at. So that's a surprise. Ironclaw clan there. Black Dagger army there. Got 2 pirates here that we're friendly with. Alright, so we've this will be interesting actually. We have the 1st and the 8th to and we'll have to try to find where they are. That's way too powerful. This pirate clan is monstrously large. This is really interesting actually. Wow, that's awesome. Now this particular ship over here is the one that we were trying to get fixed. It's still only a scuttle only, so it's trying to be fixed up there. 77% with what they're doing there. This one's under construction, but nothing much has really been done. This will be destroyed. In that case, the 8th, I'm going to change its home base to the actual planet itself. That is a lot of pirate ships. Yep, that one's being going to go and destroy this thing. Still under construction, really can't do anything with it. That's interesting, they've moved back off. It's targeting that ship. It's moving back as well. Yep. So all of that loot that was put into space is now all gone. And they're going to destroy this pirate ship here. We don't have any real way of protecting this. It's a shame. I was hoping to get the splinter pods from this. Alright, well I think we know who our new enemy is. They're offering a treaty. I'm going to decline it. I sort of have like a house rule of not engaging with pirates unless they're the same faction as us. 7 strike force, I'll assign that mission. I may reduce the size of that one as well. If I just go to the 7th, it's 40% fuel range. I'll just make it 200 M. Just reduce the area that it operates in. So these are firing. What's that weapon that they've got? Hail cannon. So we're seeing the hail cannon there in use. This is a railgun. It does 26 damage with what it sort of ends up sort of getting in with it. I think it's a railgun. It's a very, very powerful weapon. Anyway, we'll start to try to take these pirates on. Now, are you jumping back? Unknown mission. As you know, it's not a railgun because it looks like a small sort of machine gun torpedo system, because it actually that would be cool for us to get hold of that. They'll destroy this one eventually. Black Skyjackers. So we're being raided here again as well. So these guys are now coming in against the world that we had just settled. So we've now got pirates sort of raiding us. Now this is a Gizarian non-aggression treaty. Which one are they? That is the Savage Star Prowlers. Yeah, okay, this is actually, we've only got a protection agreement with them. Alright, so we will actually do the non-aggression treaty, that way we don't have to pay for it. So we're being attacked in through there again as well. I want to see which direction they head off in. And I should be able to do that one from either one of these locations. So whichever attack is going in. There's nothing here that we can protect this with. Okay, we've beaten them back from the world. New general has appeared at Athfar 1. We're actually building it faster than they're damaging it at this stage, so we'll just keep that going. But we haven't got a hope in hell of getting anything back here in time. Like, the closest fleet is back here now. Oh, here comes another ship. That'll be the end of us. This one's got pulse wave cannons, which are very, very powerful. Did steal some stuff. Now attack the Athfar Odyssey. Okay, this is just a freighter, a cargo shuttle. So unfortunately we didn't get the loot from that. Now, where are you going to go? That one's just going to attack these little ships while they're in here. And then we just want to watch, when they start to turn, I want to see where they go back to. It will give us a clue as to where we might have to sort of go and send somebody. God, our colony's been raided yet again. They're relentless. Now we do actually have, we've got an iron cannon on here, on the ground here, so you can see there's iron damage. Certain things are being disabled, which is actually cool for us if we had a way of finishing them off, which we don't. But these are iron shots coming from the planet itself. Oh, I didn't get to see where it was going. These are now hyperdrivers offline. This is good stuff. The world here has actually done a good job. Well, let's go back to here again and just see if we can see any other... What are you doing? Geez, he certainly hit hard. As if it's saying, trying to send a spy to find out their map. I don't think we're going to be able to do that effectively. We have trouble with a lot of the other factions, like just with our spies. So I'm just letting the spies do the easy stuff. Now it's jumping to where it's lining up that way. If I just get it in the middle of the screen and line it up, that's where it's sort of heading. So if we go due north on the screen, now we've got a navigator there which is going back for retrofitting. We've got a few different areas there, so that's one area in line with it. Then there's this unknown star out there. There's a few out this way. That there looks interesting. We've got another explorer back out this way as well. So it's actually now just coming back in. Now I'm going to take over this explorer ship. We know that it's not here. We don't think it is anyway. Well, these are unexplored. I don't think it would be that. I'm thinking it's going to be this one here. Let's just go and send it out to explore this unknown system and see if that's actually where it is. I'll assign that mission because it looks like the first has now been retrofitted. Yes, it has. So it's now moving back into its position, which is around the cardamom system. So it will protect those. Let's move across. Now, why is there an invasion fleet coming back into this other side? There's nothing on board. Just get it set up so that it's actually looking at the galactic north again. Just got it sort of relatively where we've had it before. All right, so those, now they're offering to sell us some secret stuff. No, we are going to destroy you. Right, so if we go back through, we've got the first is actually a full-blown force. The second is a full-blown force. The third is also back in through here. The fourth is going back for retrofit still. The fifth back at home is also just a small defense force. The sixth in the middle here, I'm thinking of actually making that one bigger, and the seventh is also just a smallish force. Let's decline those, I'm not ready for those yet. I think I'm going to have to start to make these fleets into large attack fleets. So I'm happy with the composition of the attack fleets that we actually have. So I think the sixth is probably, like, we've got the second down in through here. The sixth, I think, in the middle here would be good. So I'm just going to go into its fleet template and change it to a attack fleet, which and again, just to explain what's happening there, these are your fleet templates. So I've just left the one that the game provides, except I've been editing the attack fleet. I've got 20 ships in the attack fleet itself. And so if we have a look at an attack fleet and just go into edit, you can see there we've got 2 fuel tankers, 8 escorts and 10 frigates is the actual composition for an attack fleet, whereas the defense fleets, which is currently what the other ones actually are 9 ships. So we're sort of going to be just adding more. You can see there's the 5 frigates, 4 escorts underneath there, and if we go back and edit, 5 frigates, 4 escorts. So that's what we end up having. So with this particular fleet, if I just go and use the template that we're going to be using for this particular, for the 6th, I'm going to change that to an attack fleet. So that's now going to be done. Once that's been done, this button now highlights. So top up the 6th defense force from existing ships. There's 4 escorts, 2 fuel tankers. Building new ships for 30k is 5 frigates. So that's what we need to do. So there are some escorts just hovering around with the existing ships. And the fuel tankers, I've also got some fuel tankers just hovering around as well. But I want to replace the fuel tankers. So I'm just going to go yes. So we then add in the various ships. And we'll just go back in just to replenish those fuel tankers. So I'll just go to the fuel tankers and just build 2 more of those. Purchase. So they'll just get purchased. So the 6th is now going to have, it's got ships all over the place, which are now going to be moving into position back in around the central area. But this will now be a largish fleet. So start to build these fleets up. They should be good enough to take on most things on their own. But having the 8th and the 1st on this edge out through here now is going to be useful. So the 2nd is really just protecting ultimately the home systems, but it is also just out here now as well. So the 1st is on its way out. This guy is now moving across just to sort of see if we can find the pirates. And if we go into a system where the pirates are operating, they should swarm at us. So Boobo is saying, "Hi Daz, did you check your email? I returned the key." Oh, okay, Emperor of the Fading Suns, back to you because I actually already have it, so you can put it back. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, because I'm running out of games. So thanks. I'll double check. I miss a lot of emails, to be honest. I'm pretty bad with emails. So Christian Hunter is saying, do you use a mod to change the icons? I use a mod to change the resource icons and a few of the sorry, I'm going on pause again, and a few of the other icons as well. So I'm running, I think, 3 different graphic mods which which change, particularly the resources. That for me is the important one. Like it's the resources that I have end up being coloured. They colour it in so you sort of can very easily see what's a construction resource and what's a luxury resource. So I do have a few of the. So I'm running a few mods just for graphics. All right, will we find the pirates here? This is a frozen gas giant. We're looking for. It's a gas giant there. Now, just to put this into perspective, like I do need to, in the old game, in Distant Worlds 1, when you came into a system, you could actually then sort of see everything in the system. That's no longer the case in the game. If you have a look at our actual Explorer, the Explorer's got a resource scanner, and so it's an exploration power of 5, exploration range 5,000, exploration time 45 seconds. It's got an advanced survey module there, where it's also just got the survey. This is specifically goes and lands on the actual planet itself. But the resource scanner is the one. It's the exploration range of 5,000. Is sort of what we can see. So we can. I think we can see maybe a little bit more than that one. I don't know if we can see it in here. Where we got like a scanning range. Oh, there we go. Exploration power. Yeah, and then we're not sort of seeing it. That's the sensors. I think it's 5,000. I think that's essentially what we can see, which is, which I think we can see further than that. I thought we could actually, if I press the Alt key and click on that ship and then just have a bit of a look, I thought we could go out to 1M. So I thought we could actually go to here and just see anything from in that range. And I don't know where that's listed, but it means that this is outside of where I can see. And so I don't need to look at what this one is. I don't care about exploring that as such. I just want to find where the pirate base is. And they're always going to be around some sort of gas giant. So we'll move across to there as well. Just sort of bounce into these locations and just have a quick look. It's taking a long time to jump. There it goes. And there we are. Right, so it was here. So we've actually come across to Avalon 2, and then we see a whole lot of pirate ships, and there we are. There's their base. The secluded refuge. So we've actually located it fairly fast, actually, which is good. So we're going to take this thing out, and so that's going to be our target for today. So we'll make that our mission, and we're going to have to destroy a lot of their ships. We're probably going to have to destroy more than we can capture, and I'll send in both the 8th and the 1st to do this. We'll need both fleets involved. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen here, a hell of a lot. New frigate completed. I'll just let those actually happen with what they're doing. So that's, I can just put this one back to auto again. Fully automate. So we can see through here, like that's probably more than 5,000 away. I would imagine if I just press the Alt. Yeah, it's 30. That's 30,000. So it's I think it's 100,000 that we can then go and see with our ships. Like if we don't actually have scanners, it will sort of do a bigger and better job. Now here comes the 1st Defence Force. The 8th should be on its way as well. 8th is making its way slowly up into the Cardamom system. When the 8th arrives, I don't know if I'll attack. What I might do is try to get a presence in the Avalon system, just so we can sort of start to sort of do some damage out that way. So we'll let the 1st do its mission first. The Militus have taken the ocean colony of. Okay, that's back here again. This is sort of like, it's very tempting for me to get involved in all this. Burning Cartel encountered. Now, you can see them, they've actually come into here. Going to dismiss that. Fuel tanker completed. And that means that there should be a pirate ship in here. If I start to zoom in, we should start to see the different ships. There's a small freighter, exploration ship. Yep, there's the Immortal Sting there of the Black Skyjackers, and a destroyer there of the Burning Cartel. So they've actually come into, we've got two pirate ships, one on that side. So it's going to be jumping off to refuel. This one's coming in. Actually, this one's trying to go to Esperanza, which is the one that we've actually already taken. So they don't realise that that's sort of the end of their jump. So they're jumping in here to go back out into the same location we've just taken over. So we actually have the this is the 3rd Defence Fleet, which is only a small fleet, and so these aren't going to be. These are just going to be jumping on their way through. So they're not really here to attack Brightwick. Yeah, don't need to do anything else there, so I'll leave that one where it is. We've got one, Angry Colonies. Which one is it? Yeah, it is Espaxo. Is angry from the raids. I'm going to catch it. Just leave it where it is. Here we go. Advanced torpedoes now, so we can put our Epsilon torpedoes in if we needed to. Just dismiss that one. We're now under attack. Let's have a quick look and see. Is this one going to? It's trying to escape. Now we've already done iron damage to it, so we've dropped its. This is only a fleet frigate. It's not very powerful, this particular ship. There's nothing there that we don't already have. Looking at this, pulse wave cannon. I don't know if we've got that one. That would be good. Actually, that would be very good to get hold of that. So they're firing back. This is the 6th, no, the 3rd, and we'll tell them to try to capture this. That means that the shields are already down. And we now have troops on board. So we should be able to, this one should fall. Okay, so we've got compressed fuel storage, that's good. And territory map, yeah, we already know that one. So now that everyone just holds back and waits for this thing to be taken over. Done, and that one is actually still, this one's fully operational, like when we've taken that one over, so I can retire this one, which is what I want to do. So we just keep on retiring it to try to get more and more tech. There's a chance every time we retire a captured ship, there's a 25% chance we're going to end up acquiring technology. Yeah, the electromagnetic defences, I'm going to rush that as well. Pay the costs. And then after that we'll start looking at destroyers. So it's going to go back to Brightwick and disassemble itself. Now that was the 3rd, and they're still additionally to put them back on defence. That way they'll actually just keep on doing what they're doing. There goes the 8th, moving past on its way back through. The 1st has now arrived at Cardamom, finding different hive ships around the place. They'll become active fairly soon. I'll move the 1st off. We go, location maps discovered, so we've just got ships that are now pulling apart. That'll be where that ship blew up. Actually, no, that's somewhere different. These little mining stations, I want to get rid of them, ultimately. I want that all for myself. Okay, so we've got a colony attack. So here we go, Black Skyjackers again. We'll see if we can actually take some of their ships out this time. Actually, I forgot to, should have checked that one more thoroughly. Assign mission. Yes, colony raided. Now, I don't think we'll get there in time. I might send the first and tell them that their job is to protect this particular location. Wow, there's a lot here. Maybe we will actually bounce in and be able to help out here a little bit. What have we got? Fleet destroyer. Cruiser. Wow. Okay, let's go for that one. If I can get hold of that one, I won't destroy it. I'll keep that one. It's got small craft, like assault bombers, protecting it. So it's got a little bit of protection. First is still coming back in. It would be ideal to get hold of this one here. I'm trying to capture that one. Here we go. Bang. We're inside the territory now. So this is going to be a fairly interesting fight. So we're swarming again with our group. Black Escort under attack by the Terrible Doom, the cruiser. Yep, so Terrible Doom is the cruiser. I would love to capture this. This is a ship that's way, way beyond any technology that we've got in terms of the size. But because it's so big, I then add it probably to the first fleet. So this is one I'm not going to pull apart if we do get hold of this one. But let's see what it's got on board. So this is a monstrously large ship. It does actually have 3 interceptors and 3 bombers, which is what we saw patrolling it. Like this is one of the assault bombers. They're going to. There's only 6 of the fighter craft that we have to contend with. They've only got proton engines. They've got pulse wave cannons. Like they've got large ones of these. These are the pulse wave cannon is a Wecarus design. These are very, very powerful. So the pirates have stolen that from the Wecarus, I believe, and they have now put it onto their human ships. I don't think the pulse wave cannon is a human design, but these are really, really good weapons. Target tracking, countermeasures, short range sensor, and then they've got the medium starfighter bay. And unfortunately, we'd have to just go along with whatever it's got on it, with what it does have. It has a hydrocore capacitor. Again, that's Wecarus. These are humans, though. It's interesting to sort of see this other technology on it. If we have a look and see the fields of fire, yeah. So most of the stuff is firing from the front. The large cannon looks like it's possibly on the side there. Yeah, so it's a broadside weapon, and they've got a couple of other broadside weapons at the back there as well. That's a medium and another medium. So the pulse wave cannons are on the broadsides, and then the other weapons are sort of in the front, with a few other different sorts of weapons on the actual ship itself. So it's going to be a big one. But our ships are now coming back in. So I'm going to, even if we take damage, I'll sort of let things actually happen. Again, if we have a look at our actual frigate design, which is sort of like our base design, we're coming back in. We do actually have the swarm targeting. But what this one does is the targeting of the ship, it's 15 targeting, but +1 per other ship in the fleet that's using swarm targeting as well, which means that our attack strength is actually fairly high. Individually as a ship, it's not that much, but if we go back to the actual fleet and press like number 1, we'll then sort of see that we end up with a fleet targeting of +20, because we've got 20 ships in the actual fleet itself. So we've got 20 ships in through here. I don't think these have got swarm targeting, so maybe it is per ship. So yeah, no, it doesn't have it. So yeah, it is per ship in the fleet. So the swarm targeting is a Gizarian technology that allows us to do even more. Like we get an extra bonus for attacks. So we're fairly accurate at what we then get to go and do. This one doesn't have great shielding actually, which is interesting. Let's just see how we go here. There's a small craft being attacked. Remember how when we had a look at the design, a lot of the small craft now sort of coming through this assault bomber is taking damage from the Now this will be an escort. The escort can fire from the front and actually hit it with the sentinel beam. That's a sentinel beam that's actually going out after the small craft up there. The other ones, if they're getting behind us, the actual frigates will then be able to be more of a help with what they're doing as well. Let's just go and have a look. We're bringing this thing down. There we go. We're going to get this. So we're very, very close now, and we now even have troops on board. It's got 500, but if we can keep it here, I don't know if the others will come after it. Yeah, there's others that are now coming in to protect it. The Avalon Exploit, which is a fleet destroyer, is now coming across and is also now attacking. It's using different weapons, and these look like they're actually targeting. So if we have a look and see what they've got concussion missiles and hail cannons as well. Yeah, the hail cannon is a railgun, but it says direct fire. But from what we saw the hail cannons before, maybe I was looking at a different weapon. Anyway, these concussion missiles, yeah, actually 8 shots per volley. That's what they are. That's what we're looking at through here. So we're looking at like a multiple coming back through, and again we can now sort of see that the sentinel beam from the back of the ship is actually able to now target these as they come in. There's a lot of them being fired from that destroyer. So we'll just keep it sort of having a bit more of a look at what's going on with this one. We need to destroy these small craft as well. They'll do a bit of damage. So we've still got 3 interceptors. There's still 2 bombers out there somewhere. Not exactly sure where. Let's just have a bit more of a look. More and more of the forces are now getting on board this cruiser. We now actually have the numbers a little bit more than what they do, and it's now trying to jump away. But hopefully we can disable it before it does do that one. So you can see down through there, now that we've got the Marines on board, they'll start to go through the ship and disable it. So we've disabled one of the fuel cells, but we need to get to the both reactors need to be pulled down, or the Jerex hyperdrive. If we can take the hyperdrive out, that would be great. So we'll just keep on sort of allowing the ships to do their thing. More and more going back in. It's still trying to jump. We are disabling more and more, and we now have 1,000. So even if it jumps, we should still be able to capture this ship. I think we've now probably got enough forces on board to be able to do it. There's even more now. So 1,200. There's even more coming in now, and it's still trying to jump. But there's now so many of our Marines on board that it's really going to struggle. Now we've now disabled 4 of the stuff inside the cruiser. The assault pod has been pulled down, cruise systems, but still both reactors are up, as is the hyperdrive. So it could jump, but it's going to be jumping with a whole lot of our guys on board. Come on, do the job, do the job, do the job. Still jumping. It did jump, but it still has it's only got limited numbers now, so it's probably not going to get very far. Now we saw that it was pointing out in this direction. Let's just see if we can locate it. That's not it. That'll be it there. Now we're going to lose sight of it. So this is the Terrible Doom, which is moving out away. So it's now leaving the system. Or it's going to be leaving the system, but our troops are still going to be fighting. See, we're still doing the damage there. We're going to capture that fairly soon. It's not going to get far. We're losing sight of it though from our fleet. And it's now been stopped at that point. So it's now been pulled back out of space. Not that we can see it. It's now moved beyond the sight range of our fleet, and so now our fleet is now moving off to do other things. But the troops are still fighting on board that particular cruiser. That looks like another cruiser. That's a fleet destroyer. These fleet destroyers, I'm just going to start to destroy these now. So the first fleet, everything is looking pretty good with these ships actually. So Let's just start to work our way through. We need to destroy these. So we no longer have. We've now got a massive cooldown period to be able to use our assault strength. So we don't have any left at this point in time. The interesting one though is this ship over here. Let's just wait and see when we get it. There we are. Terrible Doom is now captured. So it didn't make it out of the system. We've been able to pull it down. It's essentially ready to go because we didn't actually destroy any of anything that was really going. Oh, see, there's one thing destroyed. Let's have a look and see what it's got. The energy collector is damaged. The command center, so the bridge. All right. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. Now, this can be retired, which I don't want it to do, of course. I'm going to join it to a fleet, ultimately. But I do want it to go off and refuel and repair at Kartama 5. So let's move it back away so we can go back there for repairs. And we'll try to remember, and I'll just set this one to manually controlled. And we'll try to remember to place this into the first fleet. So ultimately that will be a prize that we end up getting. So let's go back to the first fleet now and just watch it sort of start to work its way through the pirate ships here. So we've got a lot, like there's a massive cooldown now waiting for this stuff to sort of come good. Again, we've got lots and lots of ways to disable the ships, but we're now just going to destroy these ships. That one should be trying to jump out of there. Let me have a look and see what it's same system. Yeah, shields. Oh, no, shields below 20, armor below 50. That's okay. It's now trying to jump. We have enough firepower here to smash these. It's offline. That's good. Gone. Right, then we've got a this is a fleet frigate which seemed to have more of the pulse wave cannons, so it was firing at long range. Another fleet frigate there, and then we've just got a heavy escort there. So what we'll do is we'll just keep on pushing away with all of these, and so this planet is really struggling, to be honest. There's so many pirates raiding all the time that we need to sort of protect it. I'll take this one next. Our fleets have also been told to stay in a very, very tight pack. If we end up with area of effect attacks, we're going to have to change the fleet tactics. Just keep on attacking all the way through here. To attack those ones now. And the big cruiser can then be added to the fleet, which make it even more powerful. These have really taken a big damage. We've lost one of our protective forces here. Puts this one into a position where they may rebel. This has been good. There's still more pirate ships coming in. Fleet destroyer around the other side. Alright, that one's pretty much not going to go anywhere. So we still haven't got the, this is still on cooldown. It'd be cool to be able to capture these. Yeah, we're struggling here. Accept trade. I'll accept that one actually. Alright, so now there's different pirate groups that have come in. This is actually a different pirate one. This is the Iron Claw clan, which is the Ikaru. So they've actually come in. Now it's just the one that I think we saw this one before. It was coming in here to try to refuel, but it's now trying to raid it. So there's different pirates coming like in the different areas. So they're attacking from all different sides. I'm going to have to go back to the 4th, which is got no mission at this stage. We need to go and pick up more infantry. Now at Athfar, we do have a lot of troops. So the 4th is going to have to possibly go back and retake that world. So if we just go and load troops at Athfar, it's a long way away. Essentially all the way into there. And so our forces are way out over here in the periphery. The 8th is still making its way through, so it's still a long way off as well. There goes the big cruiser, just heading back. So we'll go back for repairs, and then we'll get it to join the 1st, and so it'll then sort of add its strength to our fleet. Let's get the 1st again. So they'll move around now to take on these ships. Yeah, we're losing this, and then they're going to rebel. And yeah, there we go. Colony overthrown. So that's exactly what happened there. So just to explain what happened with that colony, it happened pretty quickly. The pirates kept on attacking it, which then made the Naxilians that were on the planet itself unhappy. So they were a problem. As the pirates kept on attacking, they kept on draining the troops we had there, draining them away. And so eventually we ended up being our actual garrison troops got destroyed by the pirates. So this first one here is sorry, we didn't even get to see it there. This is so our defending troops were essentially whittled away to nothing. So the garrison, which we needed to suppress the local population because they were unhappy, and so what's actually happened there is that and they're unhappy because we were eating them from when we took it over. So they've now rebelled, and so they've overthrown us because we had no garrisons left. So they rose up in rebellion against us because we had no way to suppress them. So we just dismissed that one, it's now been overthrown. So the 4th, which is way back at the home system, needs to load up. Now I've only got one infantry on board. We're going to have to wait for it to load up completely, and then we'll have to send it back again to re-invade. So that will be sort of where we end up. But we'll still keep on doing things as if it is our this one. Yeah, this is Cardamom 3 mining station is its home base. The 8th is Cardamom 5. That's okay. All right, the pirates no longer have a reason to be here, so they'll move off. And the 1st is just manually controlled. I'll just go and tell them to refuel and repair at Cardamom 5. And I might as well, while we're waiting now, I might as well go back to the other ship. Which one is it? Just going back through the list. The Terrible Doom can be added to our fleet. So join it to the 1st Defence Force. So now, if we have a look at the 1st, they're all now going back for repairs, including the Terrible Doom. So ultimately, that will now be an even stronger fleet. It's interesting, we don't get the extra from the non-Gizarian ships. So we've lost a planet. So Seva's saying, I can imagine the feeding frenzy on board there. The pirates will be the main course of the feast, yes. Yeah, it's a great little game, this one. Well, looks like this is going to have to be put on the back burner. We'll just see how we go. Oh, I'm only at half speed. I'll just go up to full speed now. Now we've got attacks in through here. Let's have a look and see what we can do here. This is just a small defense fleet that we actually have. So this is the third defense fleet coming in against a fleet destroyer. It's jumping away. Probably don't really have enough on board to be able to take these sorts of things out. Yeah, that'll be okay. 8th is moving in. So there's peace there. Except treaty decline. I mean, they were helpful a little bit. I went back to the defensive role just while we let it sort of build itself back up again. Second no mission, third no mission now as well, but need to put that one back to defend. Fourth now has 9 infantry, 15 armor, so it's time for it to go back out and take this world again. This time we can leave a lot of the others in through here, so this little moon. So prepare and invade. So off we go yet again into this region. So it's got to go a long way out. It's got to go all the way from home. But we needed to pick up those troops anyway. And we get another chance to, I don't know if we can do another one of those things where we eat the population again. That would be pretty cool. We get 2 bites at the same cherry. I just find it saying I lost a planet. It seems necessary that I offer my services to the next admiral available. Yes. I'm just glad we took that general off, to be honest. We did have a general that was sitting there. Well, the 8th is now getting close. We might start to move against the home system of these guys. We've got a few different groups. So the first is back here. There comes the cruiser. It's out of fuel, so it will then just come back in for repairs. And we can see there, this is just getting fixed up. The Terrible Doom, the 6th. Yep, assign that mission, and we'll assign that mission as well. So, a few damaged elements left on it. There's nothing destroyed anymore. So 3 defences and 1 general slot, which is being fixed up. Here comes the shields up now. Treasure recovered. Okay, just worth a bit of money. Right, so we're still, yeah, there we go. Just fix up one of the defences. Still got a general slot there. What's damaged? The command centre is slowly being fixed up. Get the bridge under control. Cardamom 5, actually we didn't end up with getting that, they killed off the spaceport. We need to build another one of those as well. 5% does take a while. Building things we're not familiar with. Comes the 8th finally. So they need to fleet, they need to refuel. So they're coming in as well, straight through where everyone else is congregating. And we should see, these will then, should move in and start to refuel up. Still on just on auto. You can see there the repair crews going in and out of the cruiser. Only one more defence needs to be fixed up, and also the bridge. Eighth is still not refueling itself just yet. It will eventually. How are we going for fuel here? Got a fair bit. You can see there's the fuel should start to drain off fairly quickly. Here they come. Yeah, they're all refueling. So they're refueling from the planet. You can see there the fuel draining away. Mission completed. Okay, that's fine. Still building terrible doom. The 8th now wants to move off and check something else out, so we'll allow it to go and do that. Just moving to the Odessa system. There's more pirates. Here we go. So, compressed fuel. We've got Shindu Livax has evaded detection after carrying out from the Payon Feudal Dominion their compressed fuel storage. Now, we'll have a look and see what that actually is. So this is gives us the mega density fuel cell, which I don't think I won't upgrade my ships just yet with that one. But if we have a quick look at it and just see how that one does go. It's down here, I think. Yeah, there it is there. So it gives us a fuel capacity of 150, which we've got fuel. If we've got the enhanced storage there, we've got the fuel cell of 120. So we get a little bit more fuel range with that one. And yeah, so it's just we just get a slightly more range, which I won't worry about. I won't put that one in. We'll just keep everything sort of just going along until we sort of have a need for really adding in something different. Okay, so the 8th is now going to come across. We'll let them do that. Yeah, it's a great game. It's just the simulation aspect of it is just so good. Like I've really enjoyed just fighting these pirates. It's been an interesting thing, and we've to be able to capture their flagship as well was awesome. The pirates get cruisers. Those human pirates are really powerful. They're sort of like a special pirate faction. Sign that mission as well. When we get attacks, we'll just keep on trying to capture ships if we can, but yeah, we haven't had much luck doing that. Yeah, these have lost a lot of population with all the attacks that have gone in against them. But we'll be back there again. We'll take them on. Any abandoned ships that... Oh, there we go. We've got an abandoned colony ship. Okay. I might check that one out. Okay, first Defence Force to investigate reported threats at Odessa 4. Yeah, might as well. The first is now ready to go. The Terrible Doom is back up and running. So it's now sort of just, they're all going to be coming back out through as well. So I think we're in a position now to, like that's the 8th. Don't know what they were doing out here. We don't know what resources are here. There's something here. I won't build a mining station there, but there's something in that particular location. So most of the 8th are down here. Now the first are moving off into another location. Now we've got Odessa 5. We do actually have a mining station there already. And we've got different asteroids there as well. One of the fuel transports just hovering around out that way. Okay, I think it's time. I think it's time to go into the Avalon system and cause some damage here. Now this one here is retrofitting. This is still on auto. That's okay. I'll just double check all of my exploration ships. Oh yeah, we've got a manual one there. I do want to just go and change that one to fully automate. There's still queued missions. That was one that we had done the last session, to be honest. So that was a long way off, but I'll just go and automate those. Yeah, everything else is good there for all those ships. So the first is coming across. That'll be good. The 8th, I think we'll send the 8th in initially to do the first run against this particular location. What I want to do is I want to come in and have a look and then bounce in. So I'm just going to go into, say, here. So grab the 8th and just move into this position, move to that on there, and then we'll have a look and see if there's ships. The new ambassador that's now appeared. Make them go to manual, and we'll set them to go to where did we take it from previously? Alara Eden. Yeah, we'll go that way. Transform that one out. Transport that one out that way. All right, no skills at this stage. So they're in transit, moving out past the Cormier system. First is coming in. What's the first doing? It's defending targets. And we might send it straight away. I don't know what it's doing. It was coming in to defend something in here, which we don't need to do. Just wait and see if there is anything else that's there. There's more pirate ships on the way. Yeah, so it just sort of congregates there. Well, let's move them in as well. Let's just go in and do an actual attack on the base this time. Let's take this base out. Now this one has got like it's got a fair amount of shielding on board. You know what we could do is actually capture the base. I might do that actually. Let's get the first to capture the base. So we have like a lot of boarding assault strength here. That way, hopefully we don't waste it when we get into the actual system. Clear war and the Alara read and retreat. We don't want to do that just yet. We've 2 occupied out here. So the 1st and the 8th. So the 8th will come in. We'll use the 8th to try to clear out any other ships that are in the way, while the 1st then comes in to capture. The Venex system is one of our home systems. Huffman is saying, have you ever tried Diaspora X Astris Renatus? No, I haven't. I don't think I've ever heard of it. So George is saying, I'm a new player, close to my first win, sort of. So wondering how to close games out just without invading everyone to get the most population, colonies, and trade revenue. Seems like it's the only way to do it. I tend to start with a lower threshold of victory. So just to sort of cover that one now, we don't have any hope in here. Actually, I'll do that one as well. Assign that one. If I go into the victory conditions that we've got, you see nobody's even close to getting, and I've left this one at 70%. The last game we played, I had the threshold set to 60%, and so it was easier. What I tend to do is if we get to the point where I just know I can't lose, I just treat it as a win. To be honest, the victory screen is really, really underwhelming. Like incredibly underwhelming. So if you're wanting to get a victory, you can actually change, like if you want to see what I mean, you can just set up a game where you've got the smallest like victory margin, like way down here somewhere, and so you reach it very, very quickly. In fact, I think you can do it so you actually reach it as soon as you start the game, and it just gives you the win essentially. So the victory screen is not, there's not a real lot you get from having the victory. So I just tend to, I've very rarely, I don't think I've ever finished a game where I've actually won in Distant Worlds 2 other than doing it that way. So I think that's the only real easy way of doing it, particularly if you choose a faction that starts off with a bonus, depending if you've got like different, control your home world, you get different bonuses with that one through there. I'll show you what I mean actually. If I just do a save here, and then go back out to the main menu. I think I've done this with this game. It was a while ago. If I go to start a new game, I'll just go all the way through. Just leave everything on defaults. I'll play as Gizarians at this stage. Standard Empire. Oh, by the way, this is gearing up, getting ready. Disabled, enabled by a future expansion, which is the Pirate expansion. So that will be coming fairly soon. Allow that one through there. And if I just go back into here and change the victory threshold to say 40%, it just means it's going to be over and done with really, really fast. So if I just go and start the game, I don't know if we'll get there straight away. But generally, that then gives you a very, very quick finish. Yeah, 40% may still be too far away for it to be able to access it. I tend to play on 60%. And we'll just have a quick look and see where we are. Yeah, no, we're still a long way off, but that's where we'd have to get to there. So that's one way of doing it, where you can at least sort of get there. Victory fanfare is all I need, says Villavec. Yeah, I just tend to just call it a win at that point. So I'll just go and escape back. But there are some factions you can play that give you a bit of a boost at the start as well. And you can actually go and raise your own empire. Like actually, I'll show you again. I'll just go back to the main menu. I think that if I keep that setting on where that was, so start a new game. So our race, yeah, that's fine. Actually, was that it? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. So this is our starting situation. So if we play with a old faction and give ourselves heaps and heaps of technology as an example, we're going to start off way out in front, and then we just go in and just allow everyone else to sort of be what they are. Still got 40%, and we should now end up essentially with a victory, I think, right from the start. So spoiler, it's really not that exciting. I think I did this when it first came out because I was sort of to see what the victory screen actually did do. So being an old empire, we're going to end up with heaps and heaps of colonies right from the very, very start of the game. We'll see what we end up with. Just trying to sort of position us, I think. Here we go. So, faction is no. There we go. Yay, we won! We're the winner. Yay, us. So we end up essentially with getting the win right there from the very, very start. And that's it, we'll just get started. You can see there's the Empire. I've never played a game like this, but I don't know if it would be any good or not. We'll just go and dismiss that. Dismiss all of these. So we're just meeting everyone. Okay, destabilizing rifts. Yep, that's okay. We'll dismiss that as well. The Boscara, dismiss. The Wekarus, dismiss. And we did actually do an upgrade. I'll just go and decline that one. So this is you have achieved victory. You have won the game by reaching the victory. That's it. That's it. That's the actual victory. So that's the victory screen there. So very, very underwhelming with what it does do. And that's pretty much how the game will sort of end. Yeah, so it doesn't really give you much at all. Yeah, so I don't know if they'll ever sort of change that much, but it's I tend not to really worry about it, to be honest. It's so let it run a month and see how it shakes out. Okay, we'll dismiss that. Just let it get up to 03, 275403. But there's no surprises here. There's no real surprises in this galaxy, so we sort of know everything. Yeah, it wants to build all these things. I'll just let them run away. You've got all this technology now available to us. Yeah, there's nothing much going to happen here. So anyway, look, I'll leave that one where that is. Let's we'll exit the main menu. I'll just go and, just so it doesn't remember this one as my defaults, I'll just go and change it back again. So start new game. Yeah, so that the victory is really not all that special. And that's, yep, starting situation. That's if we want to go back down to young is the one I like to play with, and level 1. Back there, that's, whoops, did it wrong again. Sorry about this. It's very compact, wasn't it? Yeah, for an old empire. But yeah, it's underwhelming, the victory. There's no fanfare. There's not even a special tune that plays or anything. I guess most people don't play it to final victory. I've screwed up here again. I'll just go and start one more of these because I just want to get it reset to my standard things. Otherwise, I'll start a game up and be on 40% threshold, and it'll be over and done with before. So just go start a new game. I'll put it back to what I normally play it as, I think, which is 60%. So level 1, unstable, tech level, so young tech level 1, which is what I like to be on the same level as everyone else. So that's all okay. It's just that last screen that's the that's one that we need to change. Young level 1, that's okay. And just I'll put it on 60%. Start game, and that way it'll remember it for next time. So Huffman's saying in space no music can be heard. Yes. Anyway, that's how you can get your victory straight away. And we'll just go back to our game. That just resets it so that next time I play, it's going to remember that those are the settings. So I'll just go back into load game, grab this one and load. And we'll just keep on flying in with the 8th, the mighty 8th, and then the 1st to try to take this spaceport. Always forget to capture them. Actually, it's a good idea to do that. Now, if there's there should be a lot of pirate ships in here, and we'll need to essentially sort of help out a lot. We've got 1,600 boarding assault strength with this particular fleet, and I think I'd prefer to allow it to kill enemy ships, and we may need to use that as well, just to try to take this particular spaceport. Well, we're not seeing anything. I'll just double check that we're within 100 M. So let's just go and press the Alt key. I know we're slightly beyond that. Oh, that was 100K, wasn't it? Yeah, it's only K. So we should be able to, like, we're not that far off. So let's just go and grab the 8th and tell them to capture this. Well, we should be close enough to see the ships. Just we can see the range there. All right, so in we go. Yeah, there's nothing left in here. They've all gone off to do other things. There is a pirate captain in there, pirate leader. Okay, it's invaded and taken over another world. So we have to bring the defenses down first. So it got as its weaponry. Surge blast. This is a area of effect attack. So this is where we probably want to change our fleet tactics. So we'll just go to the 8th and change its tactics in the advanced settings from very tight to normal. I'm going to do the same with the 1st. So the 1st, which is currently moving in as well. So advanced tactics very tight, and just have the formation out to normal. Oh, did I make it loose? I did. I'll just keep it on normal. That way it won't be too compressed. When it does use the surge wave, which looks like that's going to be the limit of it, or maybe here. That could be the surge wave. Let's have a quick look and see what it's what the weaponry actually is on this thing. We'll be able to look at it in a minute. This has got a range of 1,500. That's longer range. Okay, so concussion missile is the furthest range that we see. So I'm thinking the surge blast, if we have a look at the actual with what it can do through here, and there should be a bit of a graph as to where it actually goes. That's all right. We'll figure it out. So we're inside missile range. Here comes different missiles and things firing at us. Surge blast should now come. Here comes all of the fighter craft. And again, we don't have real good protection against those. So the 8th is going to struggle a little bit with these fighter craft. There's a surge blast. And we see those little that blue ring. That's going to be the surge blast coming in. one being attacked. It's being attacked with iron weapons as well. So we're starting to now do damage. Luckily there's no ships here, none of the other pirate ships. I thought we'd have to clear out a lot of pirate ships first. Now, this is actually interesting. This here is a cruiser that is actually now just leaving the yards. So I'm going to change the 8th's role. When you attack a pirate ship a pirate station for the first time, if you're playing at a high enough difficulty level, they'll actually spawn cruisers to defend them, but they don't come in with any shielding, which means they can be captured. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the 8th and change our goal to capture this pirate ship. So we're going to capture the Black Marauder. So that's the one that's coming out of the screen there. There we go. We've got troops on board. We can get more on board. Should have enough. So for us, that's a bit of a win. Now we need to reduce this as well, getting it ready for the first, to then capture the actual base itself. So this will be a second cruiser. We'll probably add this one to the 8th once it's actually come in. So this cruiser shouldn't really be able to defend. We've got like a lot of troops now on board that particular cruiser. That's a real exploit, by the way. If you're playing as Gizareans, do exactly what I just did. You're going to get yourself a very, very powerful ship very easily, as long as you geared up with your ships to do these assaults that we've been doing. Now the 8th needs to attack this one here. So attack this secluded refuge. We need to prepare it for when the next one comes in. We need to get this one down and damaged enough. So he's building. Now that one there is still struggling. It's trying to repair it itself from the actual base itself. But we're going to have it very, very soon. This will now start to run. We now have this one. So the Black Marauder is now ours, and it's going off to refuel. Like if it doesn't have any fuel on board, it's not going to be able to fire any of its weapons or do anything like that. So in this instance, we need it to just do its own thing for a little while. I'm just going to make it manually controlled. And so it's moving off to an unknown planet. I don't know what that would be. Here comes the first now, with the other cruiser in tow. What I might do actually is, if I just go and set the tactics for this one here, should be aggressive, 2050, and that will do. I'll do the same with the cruiser back here as well. Just go back to its own thing. So aggressive, 2050. That way it's going to sort of escape as soon as it sort of struggles. And so I will actually join this one to the 8th. The 8th fleet, there we go. So we've got ourselves 2 cruisers now, one in each of the actual fleets. So that's a very, very powerful ship. So the 8th is now attacking. I'm going to tell it to capture secluded refuge. It will still keep on attacking it until the shielding is down completely. But the first is actually set to capture. So both fleets will now try to capture this one. This will now still move out of its way. Now it's struggling, and we now actually have troops on board. Getting more and more troops on board. Yep, now we've got probably enough. Oh, it eliminated itself for whatever reason, so it blew up. So we didn't get a chance to sort of capture it. So with that one gone, foreign ships have actually joined us. So 7 ships. So these are all ships we can then go and have a look at and pull them apart. So we'll have a look at those in just a minute. So they should all be good. Small spaceport being boarded. So Cardamom 5. Okay, so that's not, they're not going to be around anymore. So we should see a somewhere in the debris here should be the pirate captain. Wouldn't mind grabbing him while we're here. This whole section, supercapacitor. Where are you? Computer core, I'll take that. Pick up the supercapacitor. There'll be a bit of loot in here that we want to get our hands on. There it is. Pick up the escape pod. Alright, so the 8th. It's got no mission here at this stage. Base raided. It's a shame. Oh, that was a different pirate group. Sorry, now the ships that we've now picked up from the pirates, let's just go back into our military tab. We'll go to ships, military ships, back in through this other side, and we're going to go to ships not in a fleet, which should then be all of the pirate ships we don't really want to be really using. This is a destroyer. I'm going to start to just pull all of these apart. So we've got a destroyer, which I might still keep around actually. Hail cannons, I like the idea of those. Let's go and add that one to the second. Second fleet. Then we've got these other ones. So these are going to be retire at card number 5. These are all going to card number. All right, so they're all just going to go off and retire. So there'll be a big long queue at card number 5 to actually pull those apart. Anyway, we got rid of the big fleet, the big threat. There's nothing much else we need to really worry about there. All right, so the 8th. Let's just wait until we pick up the loot from here. No mission. See what we do get. I was going out to the other ones. Abandoned ship encountered. So we'll investigate. I've got a research breakthrough there as well. This is whenever we come across new things like this one, we do get like this is another way that we sort of do get research and can increase maneuverability. So that's actually good. We didn't actually get that, I don't think, or maybe we did. So we've got this one in here, which we can now sort of construct it. We'll just dismiss that, and we do actually have a construction ship coming in to repair it. So yeah, increased maneuverability. This is giving us, if we have a look at this, has got the multi-vector. So this actually will be something we can then go and add to our ships as well. If we have a quick look and see this. So the multi-vector, so we did pick up the loot by finding these ships. So this is, again, the Gizarians scavenge is really what we end up doing. Increased maneuverability down through here. This multi-vector is still too big for us. So we've ended up getting efficient maneuvering, which is where I'm happy with that one through there. All right, well, let's exit the research there and continue on. Comes the 4th on its way through. Well, that was a good start for us over here. In terms of the where's that pirate ship end up going? If we go to the 1st, we still don't have them. We did see it, didn't we? It's a reactor core. told one of them to go and pick up the commander. The pirate leader, where is he? So we've now got this one here. Let's go and actually have a look at this Vasanta Pride. So this is actually where we've got like a, we can actually now settle Shandars on volcanic worlds. So this is actually, this could be very useful for us to actually end up with another like to be able to sort of start to build onto the volcanic worlds. This will sort of allow us to compete a little bit with the Boscara for those sorts of worlds as well. So this is inside a nebula. I'll dismiss that message, and we'll have a quick look and just sort of see if we can actually get any new colonies with this particular colony ship. So Gulrath, where's Gulrath? Let's have a look and see. Actually, if I just go into I can't filter by the actual group. But I'm looking here at either carbonaceous, they're too low. Yeah, Shandar's only got a +5 there. So we don't want to do carbonaceous. Look at the volcanic worlds. We've got a fair few volcanics. One, Gulrath is the only one that really looks like it's viable, which is nicely positioned up in here. So we'll send that one out there to colonize Gulrath 1. So that will be fine. So we're now sending that colony ship that we've just found out there, and that will be sort of like another little group that we end up having in that portion of the galaxy. All right, that's good. And I don't know where we ended up with that character. If we go back to our prisoners, we certainly don't have him, and we should have him. So I'll just zoom back out. That shouldn't be remembering the nebula. Yeah, that's fine. So in here we have the there should be the escape pod. Where is it? I'm not seeing. Maybe he was killed in the explosion. Anyway, I'm just going to put the 8th back to defend rolls. So it's around Cardama 5, and the 1st as well. I'll just tell it to go back into its own, into what it's doing there. So this is defend, and it's Cardama 3 is where it's actually going to be. So that's actually good, where everything actually is. All right, so everything looking good there. They'll just move back. Pirate ship coming in. Yeah, that's all right. Well, I've run out of time, guys, so I'm going to have to probably leave it here, I think. We'll be needing to, this looks like more pirate ships on its way back out. But I'm saying sometimes the pods and wreckage can be thousands of units out of place on the plane. Yeah, I think, yeah, so Bowen's saying you also get auto-designed ships for the so bad, destroys of one missile and one beam weapon. Yeah, that does seem strange, doesn't it? Treasure recovered. Accept treaty, no, decline that one. Maybe we'll let this invasion, or maybe I'll just leave it here because we know that we're going to be doing the invasion of Odessa and the Odessa system pretty much straight away. Oh, our agent has been captured. All right, that's a shame. Well, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Don't know what I'll play yet. I actually feel like playing more Terminator. I really, really am enjoying that, like the new DLC for Terminator. So it's a bit clunky with its setting up the auto saves and things, but it's a great little game. So anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, but I don't know exactly what I will play yet. I'll probably make up my my mind then at that stage. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll leave this one here. We managed to destroy that big pirate faction, which was fairly easy in the end. I thought we were going to capture that one. We did capture a second cruiser, so we've got 2 cruisers out of today's session, which is cool. And yeah, and we've got a fair few ships now to pull apart at Cardamom 5. So Cardamom 5 is now sort of going to have like a lot of pirate ships just hovering around, and we should see a big long list of things that it's then going to be. It's building the spaceport first, and they're going to start to pull apart the different pirate ships. Anyway, leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you